this whole image thing. Come on, Josiah, and the house is perfect, and the candles are burning, and it's 6 o'clock. What's for dinner? What are we eating? You know. But the whole image thing, which is what his mother did, they gave him a way to save her image. She was 21 years old. Why couldn't she have a baby? This whole image thing has to be busted up.
Yeah. April and Andre in front of the kids.
Right, in front of Sophia and Naomi.
Yeah.
And really, let's talk about what this is. Even the whole piece about them moving every 3 years and stuff like that. And to have them talk about that. Then once I hear that from them, to have them talk to each other. Because they have to fix this, you know.
Or is it just not shocking at all because they have nothing going on here?
Here's what I'm looking at. I have a breakthrough here with this man.
Big time.
Even the awareness that he has abandoned his family. I'm a little reluctant to go back now and get more of this story. I want to move forward from here and see what comes out. Now, if you need it for the story, I can, go back and get the information. So we can bring that back to the family.
And I wonder if that's just a learning opportunity, for her, who she says that she has trust issues and she's going away to college and she'll be forming new relationships and meeting boys, and I wonder if we could just somehow tie that in to, perhaps a tool for her moving forward or being on her own for the first time.
I think we hit that pretty clearly at the top, but just be more specific about what you think the tie-in is. Because we were pretty clear about what her life is going to be about, going to college.
Yeah.
And Iyanla said you're going to be meeting boys, and so what is the, I might be missing your point about the tie-in.
Well, and I couldn't hear everything that was going on when you guys were up there, you and Sophia, but, I think that there perhaps needs to be a reestablishing of trust between her and her father. I don't know. What do you think? So that she is able to be able to trust in other people.
I think we're on the road to that, because at the courthouse he said, "I didn't know my daughter loved me so much."
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
But
That was
for her, isn't the father's emotional affair. The trust was that they moved so much. That's what she said. Every 3 years.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years.
Did she bring that up in the backstory yesterday? Did she talk about it?
The being in the military moving. I don't believe she did.
So it's hard for her to let people in because she knows they'll be gone. So, all right, let's see what happens.
You almost have to draw a parallel between that's what you've been doing in the house all this time. You've been sitting and you've been listening. Now we're just showing it, but she was very upset.
So we got to clean that up.
I didn't like hearing that. That was horrible.
No.
And she drew that conclusion herself that was what she was doing in the house, but I think hearing from you that it was an intentional thing.
It was definitely difficult to watch her sit there. And
Did y'all put her there, or did she just sit there?
We put it there. That was deliberate.
Did you do it to illustrate what she's been living with, or just to hear what her parents say?
We did it so she could hear what her parents were saying. Like we did with Shamiqua and her mom. So she could understand their journey.
She's heard all that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we damaged her by doing that?
She was crying. She said no.
don't like her friends. They think that the friends are
Sound like we're still on fire.
a little loud and like swear and cuss. I mean, there's nothing extreme. You know what I mean? It's similar to like me as a 13-year-old. I'm not getting those examples to give to you. So
I don't see her as a go-to spot, Naomi. And I don't know what we would get out of Josiah other than showing his face because we've talked about him.
He bounced off walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even listen to his own parents.
But are there some developmental issues
I
there?
would argue there look like there could be. Like, feel that. I felt that.
And are they not addressing it? Have they
Yeah,
not?
they're not effective in trying to rein him in or discipline him. We went to the park. I said, could he ride his bike through the park? He wouldn't do it. And then as soon as we stopped shooting, he got on his bike and rode.
Yeah, he's got
EFT technician. And know that when a person is emotionally stuck in a story, stuck in a feeling, stuck in a belief, that tapping is a way to help move the energy out. I feel encouraged because a lot of the things I'm sharing with Mr. Andre, he's never heard of. So it's not that he knows this stuff and has dismissed it. This is all new to him, which means he's probably a really willing and open candidate, a blank canvas, if you will. My concerns are him being so stuck for so long, which is why I believe that tapping is going to help him move some energy up and out. So we'll see. That's what your body takes in. Or when you say, I'm not important. I'm not important. I don't matter. You know? Whether it's a spoken word or thought, it creates some energy in your body. So how many times in your life do you think you have told this story to yourself? Too often. Well, let's say like 500 times, 1 million times, 6 million times.
Probably at least a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of 100 times. And so your body starts to believe this. And what happens is that energy gets stuck in your body. So while you may be trying to do better and feel better, the energy of this stuff is in there. So what I want to do is support you in releasing this stuff in your body. Because I believe that when you release this energy from your body, you're going to feel a lot better. And if you feel better, you'll think better. And if you think better, you'll do better. Yeah. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to work with the meridians or the lines of energy in your body. And every single one of them touches down along your hand. And there are some other key points in your body. So you don't have to believe me. You don't have to like it. Just follow me. Just do what I say do. Just like you was in the military. Just don't think, all right? So I want you to do this for me. In the hand. Yeah, right, along the side of it. Right. Even though, and say what I say. Even though there's a part of me that really hurts. That hurts. Psychologically. That hurts. Emotionally. That hurts. Spiritually. That even hurts physically. And I don't want to let that part of me go. For whatever reason. Logical or not. Rational or not. I don't want to let go of the pain. It's familiar. It's comfortable. Even though it hurts me. I know how to handle that hurt. But if I let the pain go, I don't know how to handle what might come up. So I don't let the pain go. I ain't crazy. I'm going to do what's familiar. And I love and respect myself for that. For that, yeah. Shake your hands off. Yeah. It's okay. You know why? Because it's in there. Let's tell the truth about it. Even though there's a part of me that really hurts. A part of me
part of me
that thinks I don't matter.
that thinks I don't matter.
A part of me
A part of me
that thinks my life is such a struggle.
part of me that thinks my life is such a struggle.
That I'm worthless and unworthy.
That I'm worthless and unworthy.
And that I'm not worth the effort it takes.
I'm not worth the effort it takes.
I don't want to let that part of me go.
I don't want to let that part of me go.
So I hold on to it.
So I hold on to
In my thinking,
my thinking,
in my speaking,
in my speaking,
in my believing.
in my believing.
Because it's a habit.
Because it's a habit.
I don't really want to hold on to it.
I really don't want to hold on to it.
But I hold on to it.
But I hold on to it.
Because it's familiar.
Because it's familiar.
It's a habit.
It's a habit.
And it's easier to do what's familiar
And it's easy to do what's familiar
than to make up something else to do.
than to make up something else to do.
Boy, that sounds terrible when I say it.
That sounds terrible when I say
But
it.
that's the truth.
But that's the truth.
Oh well, I've been holding on to it.
Oh well, I've held on to it.
And now that I know that,
Now that I know that,
I can make another choice.
I can make another choice.
And I love and respect myself for that.
I love and respect myself for that.
Yep, shaking hands out. Yeah. What's the matter? I'm going to ask you. Let's do one more round. Even though
Even though
there's a part of me,
there's a part of
an
me,
old familiar part of me,
an old familiar part of me,
that's holding on
that's holding on
to the old story,
to the old story.
that I've been abandoned,
I've been abandoned.
to the old beliefs
To the old beliefs
that I'm not worthy,
that I'm not worthy.
that nobody cares,
Nobody cares.
that I don't matter.
That I don't matter.
On a part of me
A part of me
that is so ingrained
is so ingrained
in sorrow and suffering
in sorrow and suffering
that I can't even imagine
that I can't even imagine
what it would be like
what it would be like
to have peace and joy.
to have peace and joy.
But there's another part of me,
There's another part of me,
a grander, glorious part of me,
a grander, glorious part of me,
that knows that joy is possible
that joy is possible,
and peace is my birthright,
and peace is my birthright,
and God loves me no matter what.
and God loves me no matter what.
And I want that part of me,
And I do want that part of me,
that divine part of me,
that divine part of me,
to be victorious
to be victorious
and shut that other part up.
and to shut that other part up.
And I love and respect myself for making that choice.
And I love and respect myself for making that choice.
Yeah, shake your head. Okay, so tell me what comes up for you when you hear that.
There's hope for me.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about something. It's an old story.
Oh Lord.
No.
Is it a long story
No,
to start
no.
with? Okay.
I remembered. I was about 20 years old. I applied for an apprenticeship.
The story is that nobody loves me.
The story is that nobody loves me.
The story is it's not safe for me to be who I am.
The story is it's not safe for me to be who I am.
And I've been telling this story
And I've been telling this story
over and over in my mind
over and over in my mind
until I believe it.
until I believed it.
I believed it.
I believed
It became who I was.
It became who I was.
It became who I am.
It became who I am.
The story that I don't matter,
The story that I don't
that I'm not important,
that I'm important.
that I'm not worthy,
That I'm not worthy.
blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah,
All the
blah,
stuff that kept me stuck.
that kept me stuck.
Yeah, it just kept me stuck.
Kept me stuck.
It's robbed me of my leadership abilities. It robbed me of my leadership.
abilities.
It robbed me of my self-respect.
It robbed me of my self-respect.
And it's threatening to destroy my family.
It's threatening to destroy my family.
But I'm not going to let that happen.
But I'm not going to let that happen.
I'm going to put this story down,
I'm going to put this story down.
and I'm going to pick up another one.
I'm going to pick up another one.
And I love myself
And I love myself
for making that choice.
for making that choice.
Yeah, shake your hands off. Okay, we're going right back. I got a story,
I got a story.
a sad story.
A sad story.
It's a very sad story.
A very sad story.
It's a very, very, very sad story.
It's a very, very, very sad story.
And I've been telling it consciously and unconsciously.
And I've been telling it consciously and unconsciously.
And it's depressed me.
And it has depressed me.
It depressed me. It will depress you if you stay around me long enough.
It depressed me, and it will depress you if you stay around me long enough.
Because the story is so sad.
Because the story is so sad.
It's just a sad story.
It's just a sad story.
And I've been telling it.
And I've been telling it.
And I think I'm ready to tell another story.
And I think I'm ready to tell another story.
A better story.
A better story.
A happier story.
A happier
A
story.
more joyful story.
A more joyful story.
A story about who I am
About a story of who I am
instead of who I'm not.
instead of who I'm not.
I think I'm ready to understand
I think I'm ready to understand
why I've been telling that story
why I've been telling
and
it
hang on to it for so long.
and hanging on to it for so long.
And once I start telling a new story,
Once I start telling the new story,
the old story will reveal itself.
the old story will reveal itself.
I'm gonna find out. Just say that, I'm gonna find out.
I'm gonna find out
What that old story was serving.
what the old story will serve.
And I'm gonna make another choice.
And I'm gonna make another choice.
And I love myself.
And I love myself
Totally and unconditionally.
totally and unconditionally
For just being willing
for just being willing
to tell a new story.
to tell a new story.
All right, shake your hands off. Yeah. I got a story.
I got a story.
Everybody got a story.
Everybody got a story.
But my story is juicy.
My story is juicy.
It's sad.
It's sad.
It's dramatic.
It's dramatic.
It's a juicy, sad, dramatic story.
It's a juicy, sad, dramatic story.
And I've been telling it
And I've been telling
over and over and over.
over and over and over
In my
again.
conscious mind, in my unconscious
My
mind.
conscious mind and my unconscious
To
mind.
anybody that would listen.
To anybody that will listen.
I've been telling the story for so long.
I've been telling the story for so long.
Till I started to believe it.
Till I started to believe it.
The sad, juicy, dramatic story.
The sad, juicy, dramatic story.
What was I thinking?
What was I thinking?
To tell myself that about myself.
To tell that.
Tell myself
To tell myself
that
about
myself.
myself.
I'm not a sad, sorry person.
I'm not a sad, sorry
I'm
person.
not a depressed person.
I'm not a depressed person.
I don't need drama
I don't need drama.
and people's sympathy.
And people's sympathy.
I'm a leader.
I am a leader.
I am a leader.
I am a
And
leader.
I'm ready to stand up.
And I am ready to stand up.
Which means I have to shake off the story.
I have to shake off the
Put
story.
down the drama.
Put down the drama.
Take off my cloak of sorrow.
Take off my cloak of sorrow.
And put on my breastplate of pride.
And put on my breastplate of pride.
I'm ready to do that.
I'm ready to do that.
I'm ready to stand up.
I'm ready to stand
And I love and respect myself for that.
And I love and respect myself for
Yeah,
that.
shake off. Now just do what I do. Just do what I do. Right here. Right here. I've been telling this story.
I've been telling the story.
Sad story.
Sad story.
Oh, this sad story.
All this sad story.
I've been telling this story
I've been telling this story
for a long, long time.
for a long, long time.
How hurt I am.
How hurt I am.
How abandoned I am.
How abandoned I am.
How sad I am.
How sad I am.
How depressed I am.
How depressed I am.
How unworthy I am.
How unworthy I am.
How worthless I am.
How worthless I am.
How nobody loves me for me.
How nobody loves me for
They
me.
just don't love me for me.
They just don't love me for
They
me.
love me for some reason.
They love me for some reason.
But I thought they believed my story.
I thought they believed my story.
That I was unworthy.
That I was unworthy.
And worthless.
And worthless.
And not worth their love.
And not worth their love.
Why have I been telling this story
Why have I been telling this
for
story
so long?
for so long?
What if
What if
the little boy in me
the little boy in
made up the story
me made up the story
to make sense of what was going on?
to make sense of what was going on?
What if
What if
the little boy in me
the little boy in me
made up this story
made up this story
because nobody told him what was going on?
because nobody told me what was going on?
What if
What if
the little boy in me
the little boy in me
had to make sense
had to make sense
out of his life,
out of his life
so he made up a story?
because he made up a story?
And what if
And what if
that story
that story
kept the little boy safe?
had the little boy safe?
But I've been using it
But I've been using it
as a grown man
as a grown man
to keep myself safe.
to keep myself safe.
Because as long as I tell a story
Because as long as I tell my story,
about how bad I am,
because how bad I am,
how hurt I am,
how hurt I am,
how unworthy I am,
how unworthy I
how
am,
sad I am,
how sad I am,
how sorry I am,
I'm sorry I am.
I don't have to risk
I don't have to risk
not being good enough.
not being good enough.
I don't have to risk
I don't have to risk
failing.
failing.
I just stay stuck.
I just stay stuck.
I don't have to do anything else.
I don't have to do anything.
And eventually,
Eventually,
people will abandon me
people will abandon me.
And I get to be right.
And I get to be right.
They don't abandon me because they want
They
to.
don't abandon me because they want to.
They abandon me because I set it up that way.
They abandon me because I set it up that way.
Being sad
Being sad.
and hurt
hurt.
and sorrowful
And sorrowful.
and rejecting their love.
And rejecting their
I
love.
chase people away.
I chase people away.
What was I thinking?
What was I thinking?
Keeping this little boy's story.
Keeping this little boy's story.
I think I'm ready to put it down.
I think I'm ready to put it down.
To tell another story.
To tell another story.
To be a big grown-up man.
To be a big grown-up man.
Who can receive love.
Who can receive love.
Who can love himself.
Who can love himself.
Who can let other people love him.
Let other people love him.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
I think I'm ready.
Take your breath. Shake your hands off. What do you think?
It is home to me.
Because you have to hear, Miss April, you did the best you could, and what you did didn't get you what you wanted. But you, only thing you hear is he's making me wrong. He's not making you wrong.
That's not what I'm hearing.
So what are you hearing?
I'm hearing him asking me to do what?
You demean him and emasculate him. Yes, you do. This is what he's saying to you. He's saying your tone of voice, your energy, your criticism, always pointing out to him what he does wrong. Never affirming, acknowledging, appreciating him for just who he is, demeans him. It emasculates him. It makes him feel inadequate. And when a man feels inadequate, he can't move into you. Sit on Daddy's lap. He'll sit on Daddy's lap. Watch your foot. Come on. Yeah, baby. All right, let me get everybody. Everybody look at me.
Oh, okay.
Say, hey.
Hey.
Okay, wait a minute. Josiah, I need your face. Josiah, I need your face. Give me a smile.
Big boy smile.
Okay, Julie, it's not doing nothing.